This meeting is being recorded.
All right, so we're recording, and let me pull the chat up so I can see chat for any questions. We lost Valarie. Oh no. Okay, give us just a second and all right, she's back. She is back. Okay, y'all bear with me tonight as I am trying to talk. My voice comes and then my voice goes and then it cracks and we're just rolling with it. Okay, it is what it is at this point. So Valarie, are you ready to go first? She is, I don't know if she can hear us yet because she just popped back on.
Yeah, sorry. Like my dad is like kicking me off and on Zoom right now.
No, you're good. Are you to where you can turn your camera on?
It should.
It's not on.
No, on our end, it shows that you're muted, but I know you're not muted because I can hear you.
Okay. Am I back?
Hold on. Your stuff might be loading because now you don't show muted. You're good.
Awesome.
Okay. So Valarie, I'm going to pin your video so that we'll be able to see you. This is Valarie, everybody. She has been in, do you know how many months it's been? Has it been 3 or 4?
It's been 3.
3. Okay. She's been in for 3 months now. Valarie, will you tell us a little bit of your story and like why you decided to get started with this?
Sorry, what?
You're fine. Technical difficulties are the best.
I'm telling you. Okay, what is it?
Will you tell us a little bit about your story and why you decided to get started with It Works?
All right. So I'd been using the products for about a year before I got pregnant or so. I ended up losing like a super lot of weight and I just kept getting told, hey, you need to join. I was like, no, I'm too busy because I was working full-time job. I was pulling about 90 hours or more every 2 weeks, as much as I could. I was basically only home like 1 day a week. And then I got pregnant and I stopped and I had to stop working because of medical issues. And then once she was born, you know, I was like, let's go back to work. Let's go. And then my fiance.
Oh no. Hold on, you guys. I'm going to message her and she may go, oh, wait. About to say, I don't know if she has.
But my fiance in the hospital had looked at me and he said, I really don't want you going back to work. I don't want both of us to miss our milestones. I only want one of us to. And then I said, look, I'm going to go stir crazy in this house. So then I finally decided to jump in and join.
Yeah. Sorry. So how were your friends list and your close market, immediate friends and family that you knew? How was that when you first started for you?
Oh girl, I had like 100.
So she came from, I know Valarie personally. Those of you that don't know, Valarie is actually, y'all gonna think we real hillbilly over here. Valarie is my niece / cousin. So that's just, we live in Arkansas and my brother doesn't know and her dad didn't know how to keep it together. So anyways, we come out with a niece / cousin. So that's how that happened. But anyway, so she comes from the same background that I did when it comes to close friends and family, which is not supportive. Okay, so 0 base. So she's been in this for 3 months now. And can you share with them where your friends list was at on Facebook and where it is at now?
It was at about 100 people before. I was not getting many interactive because I really didn't like keeping people on Facebook. And now I'm at, I believe the last time I checked, I'm at like 935.
Okay, and she's shooting for 1,500 by the end of the month, which I know she'll get. Yeah. But can you share like what is the power of? Well, I guess before we go there, how has things shifted for you? Because I know whenever you first got started, your first month, you guys, Valarie missed her 4 and 1. That's her first goal in the business, is getting 4 customers and a distributor. But can you share with them what made you decide that even though that you missed that first goal, you were not going to give up?
It's just how I am. I'm very driven, and once I set my mind to something, I have to do it. And I've been pushing as hard as I can. I send out my friend requests daily. I do my messages. I try and do a little bit more before Facebook decides to put me in timeout. which has happened.
Yeah. Okay, so now what I was going to ask you is what has been the difference in you keeping your friends list where it's at? Because it's same thing for host to post, you guys. Whenever she first started, she was pulling from this small network, and so like literally nobody would put up a post for her. They all thought it was a scam or she had been hacked or whatever. And so can you share how adding friends has shifted your business and what it's done?
Well, first I started just by adding like, people with mutual friends. And then once that grew up a little bit, I started sending out the HAP messages and, posting more, posting on my story about the giveaway, putting a voice with it on my giveaway, on the giveaway on my story. That seemed to get a lot of people interested in it. I started using video, like voice clips, instead of just always sending out a text. And that seemed to do a good bit too for me. Sorry.
No, you're fine. Don't ever apologize. You guys, if you're ever on a Zoom and you have babies, she has a newborn baby. Okay. We've all been there. We've all done that. You gotta pat the baby's butt. I can hear her patting like crazy, trying to get the baby to be quiet, and like, it's cool. I'm a mom of 3. I think half the people on here have been there, done that. So it's cool. That is the joys of being able to work from home, you guys, the joys of it. So how about host to post? How has host to post shifted and what made it shift for you? You went from having 0, everybody thought that it was a scam, you had been hacked. Oh, I lost her again. That's okay. We'll give her just a second. She back.
Sorry. I think the big shift for me was once I started putting a voice and a photo with what I was saying in the messaging. It really shifted once I started doing voice clips and started being a little bit more vocal about it on my actual story and talking.
Yes.
Because
So do
it's
y'all hear
always
that?
good to actually hear someone with it.
Exactly what I've been preaching to you guys. Get away from scripts. Get away from green light messages. She went from 0, you're hacked, you're a scam, this and that. She started sending voice clips. She started talking, using her voice in her stories, and everything shifted. And Valarie, every single day, gets in her stories and either makes her coffee or has her coffee, drinking it and talking to her audience. And so that's been something else that has really, really shifted for her, is she went from just generic scripts and copy and paste stuff in her stories to where now it's all her. That's what they hear. And that's been a huge shift for her, and actually getting people to put host to post up for her. And then of course growing her friends list. And then the other thing I wanted to talk to you about was distributor messages. So Valarie has had some duplication happening on her team. So she has enrolled a distributor, and one of her distributors has enrolled a distributor, which is some great duplication. It's one thing whenever you can do it, but whenever you can then help one of your team members learn to do that as well, which is one of the part of the cycle for 4-in-1.
Yes.
That's huge. So can you tell us like where was that shift at and how has distributor messaging helped?
I'm pretty sure I just flashed everyone. Oopsie.
No, we can hear you.
I'm sorry.
No, you're good. You're good.
Sorry, it kicked me out. What was there a question?
Yeah. So I was asking like, how did distributor messaging shift for you? Like what made you decide to start sending those out first of all, and how has it impacted your team or your business?
I think it was more of for me, it wasn't just like, I really don't want to say that, but it's not just like, like every other person on my messaging. It was more of like people that I could actually, that actually interacted with me on Facebook on my post, or I saw were like in similar situations as me. I'd start reaching out to them, be like, hey, I like your vibe. You want to come do this with me?
Yeah. So are you using the scripted, like the thing in the reach out folder in boards? Are you using that or do you use something different?
I try and stick with that, but sometimes just depending on the person, I'll switch it up.
Good.
But I usually try and stick with the script. I might like edit out a couple words and add something new in it. I'm
Good.
bad. I'm sorry.
No, she's good. So she keeps cutting in and out. But you guys, she's doing really, really well. She has grown her friends list tremendously. Her team is duplicating now, so she's growing. She's almost to her first promotion. She has went from having 0 following, really. I mean, basically 0. What's 100 people on Facebook? Like 100 people are gonna make you $1. Okay, so basically 0. To now almost over 1,000 friends. And she went from getting 0 host to post. Everybody ghosted her. Everybody done thought she'd been hacked. To now she gets host to post up every single day. Valarie, how many do you get up a day?
On a slow day, I'll get 6. On a good day, oh my goodness, there was one day where I posted it on my actual page and I got like 35 people.
Do you see that? From 0 to 30 freaking 5.
I physically couldn't that day. I was like dead to the world at like 8:30 that night because I was exhausted.
That is the power of host to post, you guys. Do you know how many potentials she brought? And can you talk about that too? Because your potentials list, how has it grown since host to post?
Oh, it's went from probably no one to just the other day I had someone post the slimming system. I got 5 girls messaging me about it right now.
Yeah, that's freaking insane, you guys. She went from having 0 pull with anybody, and all because she started adding friends. She started talking and using her voice in her stories. She started talking on a voice clip for host to post greenlight messages instead of being scripted. And she started being herself, and it's Valarie's business now, not a copy and paste text business. You know what I'm saying? And so they're attracted to that, and that is really, really helping her. So Valarie, I'll let you mute, girlfriend. I know you're trying to take care of your newborn. And we will move on over to Abby. Okay, Abby, tell us about how you got started in this business and where you're at now. Like where you was before and where you at now.
Okay. So I'm a shopper and I have a lot of credit cards. And when I say my credit card debt is like top notch for someone my age, it's top notch. So every month it's like I've got these bills to pay and I'm constantly like asking my boyfriend or my dad to help, and I'm tired of it. I want them paid off. I'll pay them off and then I'll rack them back up. But it's because I do have a daughter and I want things in life and I don't want to get told no because I don't have the money. So I have the credit cards for it. And then just to be comfortable, like I don't want to have to be a no parent or no girlfriend or no daughter. So I actually ignored Rebecca's messages for over a year about posting and products and signing up because I went and looked at it the other day. She had messaged me like 7 times and I never responded. And I was scrolling through one day and I saw it and I messaged her, and it took her like a day or 2 to get back to me. I ended up messaging her again and was like, I want to work from my phone. How do I do this? So the day I messaged her and she was like, we can set up an interview and yada, yada, yada. I was like nervous, but I was like, you know what? I'm just going to do it because I grew a lot in my walk with God this past year. So I was like, if he wants it to happen, it's going to happen, and I'm going to make the income and it's going to work out. So, and I'm also pregnant. So I want to be able to have the option to not work my full-time job when my second gets here because it's rough.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much
So
what
how has your journey been since starting? What all have you accomplished?
So I'm charted for 2 promotions. I've hit my 3rd bonus. The 500 club, I technically really don't know what that is, but I know I got it. So I'm getting up there, and I've only been in for, it's been like a month and like a week. So
Yeah, it's been a very, very short time period, you guys. And she's like only 4 slots, 4 people away from being charted for a 3rd promotion. And I'm like, my mind is just blown over here. So she has like rocketed off. So can you tell us like what is it that keeps you going? Because you're like a freaking powerhouse. I think everybody's obsessed with you at this point. They're always like, what is this girl? Everybody watches my page and they just see you everywhere. So can you tell them what is keeping you going, Energizer Bunny?
well, first of all, the bills being paid. That's a number. I mean, like I live paycheck to paycheck with my full-time job. So like the bills are paid, but then I can't do anything afterwards. That's one thing that keeps me going. But my kid, and then because I'm the type of person, if I set my mind to it, I'm going to do it. And there's been a lot of things in life that I've set my mind to and they've slipped away because I was a young mom. Like I'm in college. I'm in college. I work a full-time job. I have an almost 2-year-old. I'm pregnant. I'm only 21. And then I started doing this on the side. And now that I've got all of it going, I'm like, I'm determined to finish it and do it and get to where I want to get. So, and I want those bonuses and I want to be able to have Christmas. You know, my family was talking, we were like, Christmas this year's gonna suck, y'all. Like nobody's got the money. And I'm like, nope, I'm coming in hot. We're all getting gifts this year. So
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah, exactly. And I love that. One thing that I love about Abby is that she came into this and when she heard Christmas Cash, because it was announced like not long after she joined, or maybe she joined like right after it was announced, something like that. But anyways, when she heard it, she didn't automatically count herself out, you guys. There was so many people that just counted themselves out because they were like, 5 people, my gosh. Not Abby. Abby was like, I got to get 5 people. So you're telling me if I get 5, she was like, let me get this right. You're telling me if I get 5 people, I can knock out not 1, not 2, but 3 bonuses? That's what you're trying, like 2 success bonuses and a Christmas cash? I said, yeah, go get them. And she was like, bet. And you know what she's done? She just enrolled her 3rd. Yeah, 3rd. So no, maybe 4th. Was it your 4th?
distributor 4th.
Can't even keep up. 4th. So she just enrolled her 4th customer out of the 5 that she needed. So she's almost completed all the customers that she needs for Christmas cash, you guys. She's 1 off. That's it. She didn't look at it and be like, I don't know about it. She was like, if that's how I can provide for Christmas and how I can pay stuff off and how I can be home more because she's about to have a baby, by golly, I'm gonna do it. Say less. Because there's 5 people out there that need this too. And you wouldn't just done it. So I love that about you is that you didn't count yourself out. And if you're counting yourself out, even if right now are we even halfway through? I don't even know what day it is. It's the 17th. We're just now made it halfway through the month, you guys. There's still like 2.5, 3 weeks. Bust it out, y'all. Go, but you know the things to do. Don't count yourself out. Okay. So my next question for you is how does your schedule look every day? And how are you fitting this into it?
I wing it. I mean, I say I have a system. There has been some mornings where I try and get up at like 5 o'clock. So I work at a daycare and it's like 30 minutes from my house. Well, like 20. I got to be there at 7 in the morning. Okay. I got to get me and a toddler dressed because she goes there. So I try and wake up early some mornings to get my messages out for host to post. I sometimes fail at that. But thankfully my job is a little lenient so I can get them out during the day. But when I have the time, I send them out. And like there was one day I sent them out until I was in messenger jail, and that ruined my day. So I try and space it out. And like now, like I ended up typing my own messages so it wouldn't get flagged. But I have my full-time job. When I have time, I get on my phone and I make sure every day I'm trying to write the things down. And when I get home, I'm blessed with a toddler that likes to play and do the things. And so I get to sit and do my messaging and posting and whatnot. I mean, there's sometimes where I don't get the time to do it, but I also live with my mom right now. So she helps a lot because she knows it's something that I'm really into and trying to work towards. And so like right now she's got my toddler so I could be on the Zoom. So, I mean, every day looks different for me, but I make sure I get the things done. Like I'm telling y'all, I went and printed out like 7 of these. They're a checklist. They're on Pinterest. Okay. I looked up it works stuff and it is a checklist, and I check off my host to post, my stories, my potentials, everything. And because I need a checklist and I need to know if I didn't do it, then I'm going to do it twice tomorrow. So it's kind of random, but I get it done.
Good. Exactly. So there's no excuses, right?
No,
No excuses.
I am tired.
Okay. So what about on hard days? Because I know like you just got sick the other day. How are you keeping yourself pushing on those days?
When I was sick, actually my phone was blowing up and I was like, gosh, I'm going to lose potential because I have no energy to message anyone back. But on the days that people don't reply to me, and like I get no host posts up. Like I've maybe gotten 4 up today. Like my host post been kind of slow, but I just tell myself tomorrow's going to be better. Go add more friends. Go add people that you never talked to before. They'll post it. And I also, when I have a hard day and people are like, no, like this isn't what I signed up for. I don't want to post this. I'm just straight up honest with them. I'm like, look, this is my work and this is how I get my advertisement out. Like, this is what the post is for. And then I do a lot of praying because I know that if it's in God's will and it's going to happen, it's going to happen. So I always just look forward to the next day of I'm going to find more people to talk to, and people are interested in all types of things every day. So I just try and think of the next day ahead. I don't try and get myself down. And plus I look at all I've accomplished so far and I'm like, if I've done this already, like one slow day is not going to push me back. So
Exactly. So she keeps positive thoughts. She doesn't dump on herself for it. And that really, really helps, is keeping positive about it and looking forward instead of backwards. Okay. So Abby has enrolled 40 Ts, and don't ask me how many LCs because I did not keep track, but a lot of LCs. And so because she's enrolled enough customers to complete 2 4-in-1 tier 1s and then 1 tier 2, and she's in 500 clubs, so enough to do that. So I don't know how many that is altogether, but she's enrolled a lot of LCs and DTs. So Abby, share with them what is working for you to get them.
okay, so I'm a little bit of opposite. When y'all say you don't have friends, family to support you, I've actually had a lot. I say a lot. My family has ordered from me, but it's not, I mean, not because they just did it to do it. They want to try the products. Like I'm like, hey, look at this, look at these people. And some friends, and I've had like random strangers order for me, but I always follow up. Like I send the follow-up messages and I'm like, hey, especially like today, if we're having a promo code, like I've wrote everybody down that has said they maybe wanted to order. So like tonight I'm gonna send my messages out about we've got this going on. But I keep on people. Like the distributors, actually, my first girl is a girl I knew, and we're like cousins. We date cousin, my boyfriend and her boyfriend are cousins, so we're close, and she saw me doing it and she was like, hey, how's that working out so far? Like, I want extra money. And I'm like, girl, let's do it. Like, if I can do it, you can do it. Like, you have just as much time as I do. Let's do it. And then my other distributors, like I got one today. She saw my story a couple of times, or however she saw, I think it was my story, and she messaged me and I got her on the phone because I knew the way she was talking, she was going to be good at this, and I'm not going to let her pass up the opportunity. If I can do it, you can do it. Trust me. My life's crazy. So I just, like I told my mom and them earlier about it, like as far as like host to post and the reach out messages with like products, I message people until they tell me no. If I look at the date and it was 2 days ago and it was a green light message, I pick a different one or I type one out myself to explain it further because I think, okay, maybe they think it's a scam. And I send them messages until they say no, thank you, or they block me. Because if they don't say no, then that doesn't mean it's not an option. So just keep sending the messages out. Find new people, but keep sending the messages out because like I have a best friend, y'all, best friend for years. I've sent her like 6 or 7 messages and she does not reply to them. But I have random strangers that do, that I've sent like 4 and they finally like, okay, I'm interested. What do you have? So like you just have to be consistent with people, and they like to see consistency, that you did not forget about them even though you messaged them 2 weeks ago. So I stay on top of a lot of people.
Okay, so follow-up question to that. We have a lot of people, or I have a lot of people that ask, like, what if I'm getting on people's nerves? What if I'm bothering them? Or they're scared of that, like that fear that they're just doing too much. So what keeps you from being afraid of that?
There's some people, like if I know them personally, it'll bug me. Like if I sent them a message and they didn't reply, I'm like, okay, like I can potentially see them at Walmart. Like I'm not gonna, I don't want to bug them. But then I think about it, like at the end of the day, they read my message and didn't respond, or they didn't read it, it hurts them none. Like, it did not hurt them to read it and not respond. It's not going to hurt them again if they don't want to respond to me. And I just, I don't know. Like, I remember I asked Rebecca one time, I was like, do you pick and choose your friends you send them out to? And she was like, nope, I send them to everyone because you never know. And there was this girl that I kept going around on my list. We don't have problems. I went to high school with her. She's very, very popular. She's still very popular. I thought there's no way this girl's going to post for me. The second I sent it, she was like, sure, I'll put something on my story for you. Like, one of the last people I thought would post for me. And like, sometimes I feel annoying, but it's just, I mean, sometimes you have to annoy people. Like, Rebecca, sent me how many messages, like I said, and like, I mean, I never personally got annoyed. I would read it and then go on about my business. But you just can't have the mindset of, oh, I'm being annoying, because they'll tell you. They will eventually tell you if they do not want what you have. And then you just check them off your list and you find more people to talk to.
Yep, exactly. So her things that are working is follow-ups. She does host to post, you guys, and she plays with host to post. So if something goes dead, Abby is the kind that she's like, if it goes dry for 2 seconds, we're finding something else, because she don't do dry.
No.
So she's like, there's no time for a dry bucket. Give me something different. I gotta get Christmas cash. So she just plays with host to post and whatever's working. There's no perfect script, and she knows that. And so she just goes and finds what's working, and that's what she uses. So that is all the questions I really had for you. Most of the people just wanted to like hear from you, hear what's working, where you came from, and because you've had a lot of crazy success in such a short amount of time. So if there's one tip that you could give to anybody that's like brand new, or maybe they've been in the business for a little bit and they're still trying to like figure out their footing, what is something that you would give somebody as a tip to help them stay accountable and start moving up in the ranks and stuff?
Do all the things and then double that and triple it and get out of your comfort zone. I do not like to talk to people. I didn't even want to interview with Rebecca, and I didn't even have to show her my face. Like today, I had to do it. Rebecca didn't have a good enough voice. First interview ever, but I did it because I wanted this girl on my team. I just, you can't hold yourself back. Like, voice clips, y'all, I've sent it out one time and I haven't done it again. There's multiple videos on my phone that I make in my car while I'm driving, and then I don't post them. And finally, the other day, like, I made a TikTok. That's way out of my comfort zone. I don't like to talk in front of people. I don't want to make videos of myself. Like, I don't like my voice. I don't like how I look all the time, but you have to do it. And so I keep pushing myself to new things every day when I have the time. And like, as far as like the posting goes, I get on those apps and I make my own posts sometimes, like the collages and stuff. Like, I look at stuff and I'm like, okay, if I saw that, I think I would be interested. So I try and make new things. I don't try and just get everything off Telegram unless I'm having a busy day and I just throw them up there. But you have to get out of your comfort zone. You got to do, if you're doing all the things, do more. Do 3 times that, 4 times that, because I mean, if you have the time, do it. And if you want the money, do it. And if you have goals, and like me, if you got the kids, do it. Because at the end of the day, them kids are going to thank you. And you're going to thank yourself. So.
Exactly. And so if y'all have been wanting to hear from Abby, because I know there's so many of you guys that have been wanting to hear from Abby, basically that's it. That's her in a nutshell. She's just literally no bullshit, no excuses. She knows what she wants and she's pushing for it. And so she doesn't care if she has a day where she doesn't get host to post up. She's going to keep going until she can find one. She doesn't care if she doesn't get a customer one day. Well, she's going to go find, like, there's always somebody else out there. And that's just the way she looks at it. She looks at it as a positive side. Is she competitive? I think a little bit. Yeah. Because she competes with herself all the time.
And might I add, I don't get paid maternity leave. So like, the weeks I want out with my kid, I'm gonna have to figure it out. I got to pay my bills somehow. And like, you can't have 2 kids and no bills paid. So like, that's another thing. I want a savings account. I'm pushing until I get what I want. So
yes. And so it boils down for her and for all of you guys, how bad do you want it? And that's literally one of the things that I've said to Abby before, back whenever she was first getting started. I was like, she said, how quickly can I grow? And I remember saying, like, well, how quickly do you want to grow? How bad do you want it? Then she heard about these bonuses and she was like, you're telling me that's what I got to do? say less. It's done. It's done because she needs that money. That's $9,000 to $11,000 in bonuses alone that is going to set up her maternity leave. It's going to pay for Christmas for her babies, for her entire family, because she's living with her mom and she's going to help with Christmas for them and stuff too, I'm sure. So at the end of the day, for her, that's what pushes her. It's how bad she wants it. She knows everything that she's not going to have if she doesn't do this. And so she lets that be what pushes her feet forward. So this Zoom is going to cut us off in just a few minutes. So I am going to end the recording. Thank you so much, Abby and Valerie, for letting us interview you guys. And I'm going to stop this recording 1 second and we'll get it up on the page soon. Gotta remember how to stop the recording.